Straw Hut Media.
Hi, everybody. You can't wait for our next guest on Better Together with Ann and Heather.
We've got Fielding Edlow, a hysterical comedian and the butt of her jokes, and her awesome husband and actor, Larry Clarke.
I mean, I think they're selling out at the Staples Center this week. Join us on Better Together with Ann and Heather.
Enjoy.
We're better together with Ann and Heather.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Better Together with Ann and Heather. We're so delighted to have our friends here today who are going to make you laugh, giggle, and weep. They're selling out at the Staples Center, and they're going to talk about their comedy show that is taking the world by storm today.
All right. Today, we welcome our friends Fielding Edlow and Larry Clarke into our Better Together fold. Fielding is a comedian, writer, actor, and you can find her stand-up clips and upcoming comedy shows on fieldingedlow.com. Larry is also an actor, director, and acting teacher, and the source of much of the material for Fielding's comedy shows. Larry has appeared in countless TV shows and films, really too many to mention. He's teaching acting on Zoom right now and has a recurring role on the new Starz series Heels. Together, their love language is long-term creative gaslighting of each other, which can be seen in their hysterical web series called Bitter Homes and Gardens. You can find season 1 on bitterhomesandgardens.com, and they're just about to start shooting season 2 in May. Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Greatest intro ever.
Oh,
It took us a minute. You guys are looking dapper. You now, for our audience who can't see, you're looking marvelously stunning today. And am I to imagine that you have some new lighting going on? Because I haven't seen you guys since a week ago, and I think you got a new location.
New location. I did yell at my husband that I can't stand his shirt because I know he thinks he brings out its baby blue eyes. So that's his show shirt. So
That's your best. That's your best T-shirt, Blue.
I feel like we just got to let people in right away on how Fielding talks about Larry. I was listening to her Instagram, listening on this morning. She said that he looks like Rebel Wilson with a dick. Now,
wow.
Now, what? And that made me think of like, what is a road too far, Larry? Is that one? Because when I said she uses him for a lot of her material, I wasn't kidding. You also called him like your Irish pony.
My Irish show pony.
Oh, that's right.
I want to hear what happens with that. Do you take him around a ring? We're really going to go after you today, Larry.
No, I want to know, Larry, what's too far? Is it too far? Is there ever a moment where you're like, bro, that's just one notch too much?
Well, it's interesting. We have always had a bit of a tempestuous relationship, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've seen our share of couples counselors, 7 to date.
Are you going to answer the question?
Listen,
he always has to ramp up. He needs to ramp up.
I get that.
Yeah.
Larry, you do all the ramping you want, honey.
I'm in control. I have the gavel. And
he has the talking stick.
We used to say, we would laugh in the middle of our fights going, no one would believe what we say to each other. And we've said some...
Is Rebel Wilson with a dick too far?
I'm getting there. And
although she's looking pretty good now.
Oh my God. Let him speak.
We said people wouldn't believe what we say to each other. And we've said we've said some really horrible.
I guess what he's trying to say is that Rebel Wilson is actually quite loving.
Oh,
if you could hear what we literally say to each other behind closed doors.
She said the worst things that anyone's ever said to me, ever.
I've looked him in the eye and been like, you're disgusting.
No, it's gone worse than that.
Right.
But, I
was going to say, that's not that bad. I think I've been called that before.
Filming it. And then people started to like it. And then we did a live version. Remember we started doing it live? That wasn't so good because I always kind of she liked this.
Well, we did very well in the live. Don't make us sound like we're struggling.
But because whenever I kind of came back a little bit harder, she got really...
People don't like it when Larry is a little mean. When people are like, is Larry low blood sugar? They get very nervous when you get a little bit mean. Like, I can be as mean as I want. My birth control is just basically being a cunt. That's my birth control. You know what I mean? So I can do whatever I want.
And I'm like the straight guy, and I take it. But if I come back too hard, people get it uncomfortable.
They don't like the microaggression, the white male, Irish, middle-aged microaggression.
Yes.
So I wind up taking it a lot and making funny faces. And
but I will tell you guys, there really was one time where I really went too far.
Well, let's hear it.
And it was at the Ha Ha. Maybe you guys.
It was at the Hop Hog?
The
Hop Hog. Hey, that's already too far.
The Ha Ha.
Doing a stand-up set.
The ha-ha. Is that like the hee-haw?
Like the giggle patch in Torque, whatever.
Okay.
And I had a set that I actually had taken a class. I was trying to be humble and be teachable, and I took this class, and I literally spent 5 minutes talking about my husband's dick size. Like, and you're good. Like, he's good. Like,
Thank
he's
God, because that would be a road
Oh my
too far.
God. I think I would go too far if it was not good.
And he looked at me afterwards, and he's like, he just shook his head, and he's like, no. And it was like, it was so piercing, and I was like, okay, we'll do that. I'll only do that when you're like out of the country.
So dick size is the border.
That was the only time that you were like, no, and you've never.
I just thought it was vulgar. It was just, you're not a dick comedian.
No,
well, I mean, she did just call you Rebel Wilson with a dick today.
I'm dirty.
She's dirty. She's dirty. But it's just like, I don't know. People talk about dick sizes all the time in comedy clubs. It's just so kind of predictable.
It's beneath you.
Clever.
No, it wasn't clever. It wasn't clever.
But wait, at what
Can we get back to Rebel Wilson? Because I think she's cute, and I think that would be a compliment. Well, do you know what I mean? I mean, not that you want to be necessarily compared to Rebel Wilson. Well, however, she's very talented. She's got a great voice. She's funny as fuck. And you never know. She might have a dick in her pants. I'm just saying. But if you were to feel, I mean, how do you feel about it? Was that like, if I'm going to be compared to a bitch, it might as well be Rebel.
We all know what she was doing. She was calling Larry chubby.
Oh, I am saying that, like, I mean, she's like
I didn't even get that.
There's worse people to be compared to. Like, I wasn't saying he's Gene Hackman with gout.
It's a fat joke. It's a fat joke.
Yeah. Okay. I'm even afraid to I'm so worried about being politically incorrect. I'm like, it was a chubby joke.
We're going to be buzzed. It was a chubby, but there are other ways to see a chubby as well. If I could.
Lofting, should we say?
So, okay,
I don't know. I think she's cute as fuck. And you too, Larry. So congratulations on that compliment.
Thank you, Ann.
You're welcome.
I mean, clearly our theme today is relationships.
Yes.
So I'm curious, at what point in your relationship did you guys realize that you had, because it really is, it's a communication. And it's, I think that we've talked about this before, but I'll just say it to the people listening. When I got married, we had to go to something called Catholic Engaged Encounter. And you had to sleep in these barracks. And
Jesus Christ.
Everybody was pregnant too, by the way. And I was telling, Brumby, my husband, that you cannot tell them that we've had any sort of sex, that I'm still, one thing
pretend about Heather's a prude.
Well, I mean, being Catholic is a big part of being Catholic is knowing how to lie to priests and nuns.
I get it.
It's all about lies. It's all
about lies.
That's Catholicism.
So like the pregnant women are fainting during mass, and the priest isn't even looking in the direction, but the point is, there was a class where we were taught by this creepy, weird couple that had been married for 40 years, and we're just, you could tell they were just dead inside. But I listened to everything they were saying because I was like the good student, and they made a huge point saying that anytime you say something negative to your spouse, it's like putting up a brick. And if you do it too many times, you will find that there is a brick wall between you and your spouse. And I took that so seriously, and
I think that's true.
Let her finish.
I'm just chiming in. It's called chiming.
Well, I thought so too at the time, and so I bit my tongue for 20 years of being married.
You were really afraid of your lies.
Did not say a word, and just a few times I did, but generally, mostly, we never fought. I never said anything negative. I just kind of let it go.
Look where that ended up.
And
in the backyard.
What ended up happening was every time I didn't say something, a
brick
went up.
There
so I see your relationship as being, well, to the naked eye, people are like, oh my God, they're being so mean to each other. I see it as incredibly healthy, and I admire it. And I seek to have somebody one day that I can talk shit to.
You do. You talk shit like that to me. What are you talking about? And I don't get laid for it. Like, I don't even get to touch her tit or anything else.
Would you just touch my tit?
Just because they're pretty. But I'm just saying.
I do too.
One girl was enough. I'm not saying anything about. They are real though, but she won't let me touch them. But you dump on me.
It's just a weird thing to do, to touch my tit.
I'm not going to touch your tit. My God.
I show my breasts on the street after dinner with my best friends.
At what point did you guys realize that you could talk to each other in the way that you do?
Wait, can I go back even further? I want to know how you met. Can I know that?
Let's
Can
hear
I know that first? I want to know that. I wanted the timeline.
Thank you to the compliment because Heather, I really believe you're the only person who's ever called our relationship healthy. So I really want to say you just warmed my heart.
I actually mean it from the bottom of my heart.
Oh my
I
God.
actually always admire couples who can like say shitty things to their spouse that are true because you know why?
Extremes.
Because it's
extremes.
Yes.
Like I think we could come a little bit more to the like zip the lip as I.
But you clearly have some sort of underlying.
Does it have to be said by me? Does it have to be said by me right now?
Yeah, the pause before the spill out. But please tell us how you met because I want the timeline.
In a writers group. Private writers group up in the Hollywood Hills.
Don't make us sound like elitist fucks. It's a nice writers group in a
But the irony was that I was the only guy that showed up that night, and she had this major lead role of this like Casanova, this good-looking guy. And I was, and she was trying to cast it, and I was like, I'm available.
And I 100% did not want to use him. I was like, that guy looks like he's violently uncomfortable in his skin. I don't like him. Yeah. He's way too old.
Yeah, too old. So anyway, I got the pages and I killed it.
You were fine.
No. I killed it.
Oh my God. Yeah, you were good.
Yeah, I was more than good.
I needed a like Mr. Sensitive ponytail man, which is not
me. But I'm an actor, so I can do different things.
And then we like saw each other at the snack table. Like we were just like milling around the snack table. And he said that he 100% thought I was a lesbian.
Absolutely.
Like I had a cool vibe, but I was a lesbian. And
we weren't really, I mean, I wasn't that attracted to her.
So then,
but then she asked me to do Miss Julie.
I decided I have the fucked idea. Maybe I shouldn't curse so much on this. I have this idea to follow up my one-woman show with Strindberg in the middle of Hollywood. I decided I've always wanted to do Miss Julie. And then my director was like, how about Larry Clarke? He's one of our great actors.
So it was the summertime. I was like, fuck it. I'll do Miss Julie in the middle of Hollywood. This woman is crazy that she wants to. And we had a live orchestra. We had violinists playing live. We were all in period. In the middle of Hollywood. It was crazy.
And I don't have a lot of training.
And she doesn't have any training. And I have classical training. And I'm with her. And I'm like, this is a big-ass play. It is a kick-ass play. But you know what? I started, to kind of fall in love when she would stand up to me on stage and she would just give it to me.
Let's also tell
it was true.
He was about to leave the play. He was so upset with me. I heard from the grapevine he was complaining about me to his friends. Complaining. And then he took me backstage and he goes like this. I don't know what you're doing out there. I just don't know what you're doing out there. We can either jerk off and just jerk off, or we can have sex. So you want to have sex? Meet me out there.
Well, no, to me, the whole thing's like a sexual dance. That's that play. It has to look like you're going to do it, or we're going to stand there and talk to each other.
So
right?
Now, did you guys didn't have a session before you get out on stage? Like, what are our goals? What are we commonly going for? Or so you didn't have any agreement. This all came out once you were already like half performing, and then like
we were rehearsing, and it was it was flat. It was just not working.
But you guys didn't go somewhere else to rehearse.
Like, let's get this out.
Let's kick it up.
And just like really, so anyway.
And then a reviewer
went for it.
And then a reviewer said, "Well, if you like Miss Julie done by a Valley girl, you'll like this."
Yeah, she was really good. No, you did really.
I ended up being okay.
And her courage and her ability to throw herself out there. I started to be like, to me, I like quirky, different, strong women. I've always liked that. And it was a quality that really snuck up, and I started to fall in love with her.
Aww.
Wow. I think that might be the nicest thing we've heard out of the two of your mouths. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back with more compliments from the uncomplimentable couple. We're back. Now, look, you guys. Now, I just said, I'm just going to go into the end in a moment right now.
In a moment.
My son, Atlas, had a dog named Jack. And Jack, unfortunately, got cancer. He had a very beautiful life. He was 12 years old. But
Golden
he had to be put down. And his little cohort is named Wookie. So Wookie has now, because James, my ex, he had I think dog drama was just gotten a little bit. He became allergic. So I now have this Wookiee, I call him. So for anybody that is listening, he's like a Star Wars like Ewok or whatever they call him. So his name is Wookiee, and he was barking, and he as Heather said, when I got him, he was brown. She couldn't believe it. I gave him a bath, and she said, "You have a white dog."
I was grossed out, to be honest.
I mean, I said, so
I was
was Homer, my
with that dog for like 2 weeks, and all of a sudden the brown dog is white.
Oh,
that's a children's book. I read that book.
The brown dog is white. Yeah. It talks about dogs pooping on the lawns. Okay,
where were we?
Now let's get back with Fielding and Larry, because
we were talking about when they first met.
And that Larry just wanted to make plays sexual. Is that right? Now, and that would turn him on if she would just get a little bit more sexy. And not only am I curious about that play and how that went after that, Fielding, when did you spread for him? Like, honestly, did you have sex that night?
Well, I've always wondered. I just want to know.
Wait, she actually had a boyfriend.
I had a boyfriend.
Larry scooting in.
They always do.
Very respectful. I was. I didn't make my move until he was a dick. Because after opening night, he was like, that was pretty good. I was like, dude.
He literally came home, turned on Sports Center, and was like, yeah, it was pretty good.
I was like, you do not say that to an actress, or much less your girlfriend.
No.
You know what, Jeff? No. Jeff is actually a lot nicer than you.
Wait, but Jeff.
He's actually very nice.
Fielding, Jeff. He must die right now.
He's a performer, so just easy with the name.
I didn't say the last name, Larry.
Okay, so this
is it Goldblum? Was it Goldblum? Was it Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, yes, it was. I'm going to just out it right now.
Yeah, all right, good.
I'm still madly in love with Jeff Goldblum ever since 9 months. When I saw him in 9 months.
But I would imagine all your exes just must, if they see one of your shows, they must like see their life flash before them and be like, oh my God, I dodged a bullet.
My college boyfriend was like, I wasn't in it. Because I only date narcissists. So he's like, I'm surprised I wasn't in it. You didn't put the sex swing in it. And I was like, funny. No, I didn't.
Wait, the sex swing? The swinging sex?
He had Pledges build a sex swing in his community house for
How
me.
did that work? Can you describe that?
Yeah, so they had chains from the ceiling and then a bar. Because
what are you talking about?
Once
Let her explain.
That I was when my high school boyfriend had a bunk bed, I would hang on to like the things.
Oh,
so
wow.
he's like got all competitive and wanted me to have something to hang on to when I was on top.
Did you just say in high school you hung on chains when you fucked your boyfriend? Because did I miss a year of college?
I had more sex from 15 to 20 than 40 to 45.
Yeah, we were doing a live show once, and she talked about losing her virginity, and she went, at 14, and the entire room went quiet. Because you know what? That's not funny.
Oh, no, that and dick size.
It's
losing
not
your
funny.
virginity at 14 is not funny.
It's not funny in the bathroom of a party on the Central Park.
Not
West.
funny.
Okay.
No, I want to know, Fielding, was that at a bar mitzvah? Because I know that you and I have had some conversations before about how maybe there was it wasn't the most emotional surrounding to grow up in. Would that be?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, I love very eloquently put.
Thank you.
I wish it was at a bar mitzvah. That would have classed it up. No, it was like in the bathroom of 315 Central Park West with Luke von Schreiber.
I love that you know his name. Now let's get back to you, Larry, and the hot spot after the play.
I feel like you should wait 2 weeks. That's like
before you break up.
Like, be more of a classy broad and not just give it away the first night. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Yeah. But I was just trying to wait. So I waited 2 weeks.
Did you go on a date, or was it just after the show, like dressing room madness?
No, it was.
We would have.
We made out in the car. We made out in my car.
I made out in his little Jetta underneath the poster of us, which is the most psycho thing I've ever heard. And I had to make the move. He was very scared. He was scared of me.
I'm not scared. Timid. I tend to be a little timid.
He was very timid.
He was on to something back then. So that was his intuition speaking.
We took me on our first date. He took his brother because that's how scared he was. So his brother comes on this date, and then we're hanging out, and then we get to the 101. Got RIP the 101, and he asked me to go steady and said we should exchange things of importance to each other.
Wow, like underwear. Like, what was your idea?
Yeah.
Oh, what I gave her
his like family crest. This weird like.
That's sweet. That's sweet.
Was it my family crest?
Yes.
Yeah. Mint leaves.
Mint leaves.
Yes.
His family crest is mint leaves.
Yeah,
Wow. Where are you from?
Well, I'm from Baltimore, but my family's from Ireland. You know, my ancestors. So.
And the crest has mint leaves on it. Is there like a crown
Literally
and
Clarke.
mint leaves, or?
Yeah, the Clarke shield. You know, the emblem.
Yes. Okay, good.
3 mint leaves. It is ridiculous.
The Duffys have a crest, and we have a tart
breath.
too.
Fresh
And
breath.
I gave him a gymnastics medal. Mine from 7th grade.
That is very funny.
Boy, this is
That was your family heirloom?
absolutely fascinating, isn't it? I mean, your listeners just must be.
And then you just went crazy in that Jetta. You just went nuts. Now I got them leaves, and I got them. Oh my God, let's do it.
But it was cute. I mean, it was a cute beginning.
It is cute.
Can I just say something? On our first kiss, though, I don't know if I should say this. He took my hand and he put it on his cock on the very first kiss, and I was like, "That's forward." Do you guys think that's forward?
No, and I said, but I was happy that you knew how to kiss, because without that, it's like.
But I just remember being like, slow it down.
So, did you take that as a compliment that you knew how to kiss?
You know what that's like. The first
kiss. Asking me.
Oh,
yes,
right.
I was.
No, I think that's the greatest compliment.
It is, isn't it?
Well, I always wonder, actors, like when you kiss each other on set, like is it an actor kiss or a real kiss?
No, but that's
like
different. You're kissing in the car is not kissing on stage.
I know, but I'm asking the question. Like if you're on stage and you're kissing somebody and they like slip you the tongue, is that wrong?
I've always wondered that too. Have you felt like, what is this guy doing?
Well, Anne's had a ton of those scenes. I mean, I've only kissed a few people, on plays and a little bit on film. But
do you slip them? Do you slip them the tongue?
Not that hot. I mean, it's actually pretty uncomfortable.
Do you slip him the tongue, Anne? I bet you do. I bet you probably do.
Did you hear my Alec Baldwin story? He told you what I do.
Yeah, you slip the tongue.
Listen, the thing is,
I would with Alec Baldwin.
You would slip the tongue?
Yeah.
You would do it.
Yeah.
Or I would just send out signals that I was open to.
Dude, I mean, whatever. I didn't have a right to be open or not. It was a sex scene that we had to fuck each other's brains out, and then he, forced me to kill myself at the end. It was kind of dramatic. I mean, I don't know if you know the movie called The Juror, but whatever. Go and watch it. Oh, everybody will flock to that now. Ooh, it's going to be #1 on Netflix. Anyway, I want to know. After
it's not on Netflix.
No, because it's too ancient. I'm too ancient. The Juror is like, no. Although I think I am going to go do another movie with Alec. But here's the deal. I want to know when the language, so then you began dating. I want to go forward in a little bit of a timeline, because I think it's interesting when you find your roles in a relationship, the difference between what the romance is of exchanging, mint leaves, and then when it goes into let's move in, we really fucking dig each other. You guys were you already having the kind of sparring notions? Because we're gonna get to you guys giving Heather relationship advice for me, because she's going to pick my next man. So we're moving into the success of your relationship being our guide.
How long have you been married?
Oh God.
We've been together we've been together for 15 years. We've been married.
I don't know. Facebook tells me. I literally don't even know what our anniversary is.
12 years.
We got married in 2008.
Okay.
So did you move in quickly after the making out? Because making out tells a lot, right? You just was good. You can
tell a lot of. I mean, that's everything. I think it's
the kissing is It is in a weird way. The kissing is everything. And I remember I judged you a little for it, but one time we had this amazing kiss, and then he looked at me and this was early, and he looked at me deep in the eye and he goes, "That was a love kiss." And I remember being horrified, but oh, this is nice. I should just be open to this.
She didn't have a lot of long-term relationships before me.
You don't have to play elder statesman.
She had she would go 2 months.
I had a lot of 3-month things. I went from whore to hostage. That's something I say.
Oh, whore to
hostage.
So when I made it past 3 months with her, it was like I made the Hall of Fame.
My friends were going to have a party for me. So anyway, I didn't speak up. I was like Heather. So Fielding did the Heather Duffy thing of I didn't speak up the first 8 months or so. I mean, for 8 months, we didn't have a fight. I just remember for a long time.
After you moved in, or were you dating?
Yeah, I just was still kind of shut down, and I just was scared, and I didn't know I don't know experience.
I think we probably did everything wrong. We really.
Well, he also moved. He started like leaving his Tommy Bahama shirts just in my closet, and I remember being like, "What's happening?" And then he like moved in.
I disagree. But first of all, we got engaged very early.
Too early. Don't get engaged.
No, it was insane. I was in the middle of a massive argument with her on Christmas Day. I just introduced her to my family. We had just been
massive argument.
Stranded in Denver in a blizzard. The plane landed in a blizzard. We got stuck for 5 days. So
oh my God.
So we didn't have we didn't have luggage or anything, and that was intense.
Yeah.
But I remember her. She got us out of the airport. They were shutting down the airport, and we were getting onto the final shuttle, and it was so much snow, and she pushed us on it. And I was not going to push past these people.
Atta girl.
I think I pushed a new mother
it was
side.
the last, literally the last shuttle out of Denver Airport. We didn't make that shuttle. We were going to be stuck sleeping on the carpet for 5 days. It didn't make a difference how much money you had. It didn't make a difference who you were. That city shut the fuck down.
So it's like my New York Jew took over.
Yeah.
And I think that gave him a hard on was the New York Jew. Let's get to the Denver like days in. And
I was definitely thinking this is a person I'd like to go through life with. And it was just like I liked her instincts. I also liked how unpredictable she was.
He likes that. So I've been a 24/7 concierge for Larry.
That's not true.
Concierge.
But you have to also understand is I'm older and I was kind of just sick of just like, I'm going to move in and then we're going to argue and I'm going to move out because I've done that kind of shit.
And that still might be our story.
And I really do believe that if you try to commit and you work for it, that it's going to be something. And also I had a couple friends and I was in my mid 40s.
Yeah.
And I had a very dear friend that was dying. And I have to say that really affected me because I was starting to experience death for the first time.
This is a podcast. Let's not be a downer. Let's not be a downer.
But she knew this guy, Richard.
Yeah.
And I was really in this place of going, what the fuck am I doing in my life? I'm going to keep bouncing around, being an actor, not having anybody in my life. Yeah. We're going to try to make this work. So in the middle of this argument, I was like, well, maybe we should get married. And she went, really?
No, that's not what I said. No, that's true. Not. I paused and I go, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I literally go, that's so nice. Because it was like,
it wasn't a sexy proposal, but then we got really kind of into this idea and it kind of grew on us.
But in terms of you guys, I mean,
you gotta sometimes just decide.
I believe in marriage. It was too soon. I mean, I think the man benefits more than the woman. That's my
Why?
What does that mean? How does the man benefit more than the woman? I
just think
why
marriage.
Yes.
What? Why? Feeling?
I mean, I can only speak from my personal experience, but I feel like he's gotten a lot from this. And like like he's really benefited on an emotional, spiritual, financial level. And
really? Who's helped you?
Is there a financial situation?
I introduced her to all my friends. She got representation. She got started working with CAA. No, you started working with CAA because of all my buddies over at CAA.
You're responsible for my talent.
Well, they came by and all of a sudden her work got out there because my buddies would see our shows. And then they were like, hey, she's a good writer. And before you know it, she was working with Joe Cohen at CAA because of me.
Well,
this is too much.
Well, I'm not sure what that means, but who makes more money?
Oh, he does.
Oh, so then that would be a contradiction then, feeling.
Okay, I contradicted myself because
Larry, I got your back, bitch.
Fielding, Larry won. Larry won.
Larry won around.
Fielding,
all right, we're taking a break. We're taking a break. So let's get back to that question. What is too far of a insult disguised in a joke or a joke disguised in an insult for either one of you, or just a joke?
When we're in our own house.
Yes.
In our own house or performing?
Performing.
Well, I would say both. I'm more interested in the house because it's more intimate and more vulnerable. But in performing, you can't. Well,
I think we already just established that it's dick size.
Dick size. But that was something.
But
that
she
was
also
done
established that Larry is fine in that department. We would like the record to
That's
show.
right. The record will show.
We don't want any press getting out that says otherwise.
Saying that.
No.
I love
Larry
how
Clarke has
saying that. Larry's fine in that.
Let's call the New York Times and the Staples Center to put up a review.
Toluca Times.
Toluca Times is going. Yes.
I'll say that when we're in the house, because this actually happened recently, he has this thing that gets me in a way that I literally am like one Bahama Mama from walking out the door. And it's when he goes like this. I don't know anyone. I mean, are you joking me? I don't know anyone who meditates and then is angrier. Like you do all the spiritual work, but you're a nightmare. Like you're angrier, Fielding.
After she meditates, she comes out angry. And
who wouldn't be? You're hungry and you're pissed and you've had to be quiet for 30 minutes.
Right.
Like, fuck that.
Well, did I ever talk about my meditation story? I went to a home of somebody we all know.
Yes.
And they were having these women come.
No, it was...
And they were doing
thoughtful,
sweetest people in the world, but it was like meditation. And she invited me to go, and so I went. And
it wasn't meditation; it was thoughtful thinking.
It was shut the fuck up for like an hour, and all I was doing, And then you're supposed to, and then you would do a thoughtful walk around the penthouse.
Walk around their like Picasso, their Picassos.
You're not supposed to talk. You're just supposed to walk and like free your mind. And all of a sudden, I'm looking at the artwork. I'm like, well, that's
she's
fucking
texting me like, this is fucking.
No, I couldn't look at my phone, so I had my phone on like a hallway table, so I would do my lap so that I could like touch my phone. I'm like, I got work to do. I got shit to do. And then I'd walk through the dining room and they'd have like mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
That's what it was
mindfulness. The thing, this was a buzzword for me, like mindfulness. Fuck you. Suck me. Like mindfulness. I've been mindful since I've been supporting my family. Here's mindful. Give me a paycheck.
At it. I had work to do.
You were
I had shit to do. I was like, is it over yet? I left. Like, well, that's fucking. Who has an hour to sit there and all those ladies there?
You were standing and watching and looking at art that you couldn't afford.
I was Anyway, listen, so I relate to that.
Okay, listen. I need some mindfulness around. I need some advice. Okay, you're never okay. So that was too far. Here's what's funny. For anybody who's listening, like we could all hope that our biggest insult is like, "Fuck you." You're angry when you get out of meditation. Like if that's the biggest insult, like that crosses the line for Fielding. Larry, I know. I'm teasing you, but Larry, I think. I need, because you're a man, apparently, even though you're compared to women with a dick. But here's what I'm going to say. I need some mindfulness advice, right? What would you want? Ask me. How do I approach finding the right man? Now, I do want to do acting classes with you, but I know I intimidate you. So let me do this. You give me a class on how to find the right man, would you? I'm coming into you, but pretend it's a scene. How do I approach the first date?
And know that she can't date an actor. She has to date somebody that's stable.
Like a cinematographer or
you want to show me how to frame? I don't think so.
I'm thinking banker, lawyer.
I'm thinking money and a yacht.
Land baron. I want a vacation home.
Creative. She needs creative. We're taking over your job, Heather.
No, thank you.
You need someone that is grounding. And you also, I think you need a dude.
A land baron is grounding.
Can we listen to Larry, please? I asked a man for advice. A land baron.
She's done that.
In my life, and I know you're.
Was that some kind of humble?
Well, I'm just saying. I've been around a lot of actresses, and I've seen successful relationships with these men that are not involved in the field at all, but they're like an
that looks like a hard cock. And what he's putting up right now is his fist and his arm.
Like they work with their hands.
Yeah.
They're
I like that.
Artists. They're just very kind of
clay.
Well, this falls in.
You need something to kind of revolve around, and a guy that's a man.
Maybe a hunter.
Yeah, that's why I'm signing her up for farmersonly.com. Because I think that
just send her to the fields.
But just somebody that just
but where can she meet that person?
I don't know. I mean, listen, I have friends, obviously people,
You have somebody set me up with?
Like the Meryl Streep relationship. Doesn't Meryl Streep have a sculptor like that type?
No, she does not. She's the same husband.
Yes, he's a sculptor.
He's a sculptor. He is a sculptor. That's what she's talking about.
See, we're also not fucking with artists anymore that she has to support. Like,
I don't need to support a claim.
We need a vacation home.
I think he can be successful. But at the same time, I mean, I think that whatever it is, that you find it through, like, I know people that meet, like, do charity work, and you find people while you're doing something else that you like.
Well, no, that's a good idea.
And doing something for your passion.
Yeah.
Now, listen, I want to ask you, Larry, before I go to bed with somebody, what should I ask him?
Why are you asking Larry? Like, he knows.
Because I think it's a good idea to ask.
Ask them if, I don't know if they have any STDs. I don't know.
Wow. Okay, that's an obvious one. Fielding, how about you?
Answer. I think you should wait as long as possible. And I think,
dude, I'm a prude. I've already waited. That's the problem.
Are you dating someone right now?
No. If I was dating somebody right now, we wouldn't be doing a dating show.
I think that the longer you put it off, the more you learn how to make love to someone.
Sex?
To make love.
Sex? I'm 51, as Heather says. I'm 51. I know how to have sex, motherfucker.
I think that you increase the sexual tension by just
fuck that. There's enough sexual tension with people. I can't even find anybody that I have any tension with, let alone putting it off till next year.
Well, I mean, the good news though is, I think everyone is separating right now. Do you think everyone's getting divorced?
So I'm going to have a bigger fielding?
There's like a fresh crop.
That's a good point.
Good point. That's a very good point.
Isn't that a good point?
Yeah, because everybody divorced over COVID.
I mean, there's like a 99.999% divorce rate right now.
I know.
Fantastic. Give me some rich ones.
Said I wanted to join the membership committee at the tennis club. I'm like, I can
stop it.
I can see.
You get some old tennis players. That'll be good.
Old at the tennis. Everyone's old.
Well, yeah,
now. There's
right. We'll be. God bless Wilson. Wilson. We all will love. But you know what? I would have dated him, but he was gay too.
Sneakers. I mean, I think you don't need to. I don't know. I think when it is right. I mean, that old adage. It sounds so hackneyed and cliche, but it's like you'll know exactly. Like you won't need to call Heather or your friends.
That's the problem, you guys. I did know exactly, and we had a very successful movie out this year, but it didn't end up.
No, that goes wrong too. I think that you can, and then you did have a love. That, yes, but I did have a love. Yes.
So that's a lot of loves.
That's the reason.
I haven't had many loves, but I had one last year. Yes.
But that's the reason why we have to do it this way is because
I get it my own way.
No, because it is. You can't fall for, and you can't have that. But
I don't see the full picture. I think that's probably it. But I don't see the full picture, right?
The full picture of like all of his peccadillos. And
the full picture of knowing. Ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to be compatible with the person. Right. And if you're not compatible with the person, you have to at least like them. You know? So those I said were like the most.
Exactly
I liked him.
It's the most important thing. So you need to have the compatible we can work on and know in advance. And the liking them, you'll know, but you'll know that
funny. I mean, I think that
sense of humor.
Amen.
You gotta laugh with each other. I mean, if you're not laughing, it's the only reason we're still together.
But it's also we're at a different time in our lives. Like when I got married originally, like I've been married many times. The one time I got married, I was 28, and I dated, and you just hitch your wagon and cross your fingers, and because at some point you're just like,
I go back to the prairie.
I get bored by everybody after a year. So at some point I'm going to have to have to pick somebody to hitch my wagon to,
Right. Exactly. I told Larry that when he turns 60, I want an open marriage, but just for me.
Right, you got to own that shit. No, you can't fondle anybody else. I think Heather, I think you and I have hitched. It's funny. I think I'll probably have a better relationship now because I've already hitched my ride with you. There's one part and component of my life that's taken care of. I've got this business. I have this partnership thing. We've got our thing. We have our podcast. We're about ready to do a TV show. That's good. And I think a guy to slice right on in maybe a 16th of the pie is about as much as I need.
Right, because it's a different time in our lives. We don't need somebody
what he feels, which is basically sex, money, and travel.
Yeah.
Hello, and humor. And if you're funny, now try meeting that. But that's okay.
I'd like it if you made us dinner.
I wouldn't. Whatever. I don't need
Yeah,
that.
I can breakfast, but that's exactly right. A man is a very small part. Like I get fulfilled by so many more things. Like when I'm on stage, that's what makes me truly happy, not Larry.
Congratulations, Larry. You have just been demoted. I do want to say though, I mean, one of the things that is such a pleasure and as we wind this up, and I know, and Heather says, Fielding, you said you've never been complimented on your marriage before, but the joy and the laughter that comes from being able to be honest and truthful and speaking, even with you guys about this, is what makes our lives go around. It really is a pleasure to talk to you, and our friendship is as it grows has been so much fun. You can come on and tell Heather what to do now with the men. We'll slip it to you guys and see what happens.
But I think you're right. I think that people who aren't full of shit, I just have so much respect for. And that is exactly what you guys are. You are not full of shit, and I see it, and I appreciate it, and I love it.
We really take that. We're going to have a real spring in our step.
There it is.
People I've met, you're the least full of shit people.
Yeah, you guys are like the witches of Eastwick gone right, but only.
Oh my God, I love it. That might be the name of our new show.
But I do think, people listening, I think it's important that people know that there is a balance. I guess there's a balance between honesty and
cruelty.
Find your comfort zone. I think you guys have, and
they're gonna go hang up
and it's working.
This Zoom call right now. They're gonna be like, "Fuck you! You didn't say the right thing. Fuck you! I don't look fat. I like blue. Fuck you!"
You know what? I don't think they are.
Okay, well maybe they will, or maybe they'll go fuck their brains out. Either way, until next time, everybody.
That's definitely not gonna happen.
Live in loving kindness.
And don't be a dick.
We're better together with Ann and Heather.
I don't know. I do think that we should have them on as our relationship experts.
I've got to say, I wasn't kidding when I think that's a healthy marriage.
No, I understand it, and I think now that
does that make me weird?
No, but honesty makes things healthy. That's what we talk about on Better Together, and the joy and laughter that comes. I think Larry kind of summed it up for us today. Live in the humor of yourselves and your lives. Don't take yourselves too seriously. Just live in the joy of the moment and try to smile at one another. And, if you can crack a joke, you crack a smile, and that's a good day.
Yeah. And also read the room. They can tell that they're cool with it, and I think that's a big part of it.
Well, have some fun, take some risks, make people laugh, and have a great, wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Better Together with Ann and Heather.
Cheers.
And a big thanks to our Better Together team. That's Ryan Tillotson, Sebastian Alcala.
And you, Elizabeth Keener.
Oh, thanks, Ryan. And of course, Ann and Heather.
We're better together with Ann and Heather. Straw Hut Media.